I think some of the guys who tried to emulate their heroes by doing some of the wildest moves ever seen without any real training is not only dangerous, but it's pretty foolish also.
Pro wrestling has never been more popular. Each week, nearly 40 million viewers are tuning into professional championship wrestling. But off the streets in neighborhoods across America, some kids are creating their own homegrown form of backyard wrestling entertainment. Here, matches take place on ripped mattresses, with costume teens using license plates, high tins, picnic tables, and plywood to fight for the coveted prize, the Backyard Wrestling Federation belt. But what do the experts think? Mick Foley is a WWF superstar who warns of the risk of serious injury.
What we do in the ring and outside the ring is actually very dangerous. And when I see kids trying to duplicate the moves, it's like they don't seem to have a knowledge of basic human anatomy, or else they wouldn't be doing it. I mean, it's kind of like a guy coming from the Jackie Chan movie and then diving off a 13-story building because Jackie did it.
Despite such warnings, backyard wrestling is growing faster than ever. An estimated 1,000 federations have formed around the country in the last 2 years. Here in the residential neighborhood of Downey, California, it's an ordinary day in the life of a backyard wrestling event. But as we'll see, not everything goes according to plan.
WWF sucks, WCW sucks, ECW sucks, wrestling sucks. Sometimes they don't even hit each other, man. It makes me sick. Like I watch it and they're just like this. It's too fake, and I hate fake. And wrestling is, and now they admit it's fake and whatever. But it's like it ruined it for me. Beat them up. Hold them out. You got the word, it's fake.
I hate it when people say wrestling is fake, and no way is it fake. You know, it's predetermined, it's choreographed, but it hurts like crazy, man. It is so painful.
Our role models, which are the professional wrestlers, they actually don't like us whatsoever. I really don't know why.
But I think some of the guys who tried to emulate their heroes by doing some of the wildest moves ever seen without any real training is not only dangerous, but it's pretty foolish also.
I think we're taking something that they love and doing more with it than they do.
It's not smart. It's not a way into the WWF. It's really just a way into a wheelchair and into poverty, to tell you the truth.
Backyard wrestling's been around since as long as, pro wrestling has been around. Dads would come and, watch wrestling on TV and wrestle around with their kids and whatnot, and the kids got all interested in it. And, just it progressed, from generation to generation, and so it was professional wrestling. It's just that I think it's grown the same way as professional wrestling has grown.
These men are just exhausted.
We love pro wrestling, and, we want to make our own version of it. We're in no way are we dissing or, looking down upon pro wrestlers. People have been wrestling in the backyard since the beginning of time, so there's no real way to pinpoint when it all started.
This is more real than the professional wrestling. People ask if this is real. It is real, but the way you win in this sport is by giving the best performance. But the pain and suffering is real, just as real as this scar right here.
There's no basically a set of rules, but there is rules that we follow. Like, we're gonna practice with the guy first. We're not gonna do something that we don't know how to do. You gotta practice out your match before you do it, because you don't want to go out there and just kill some guy.
I hold my breath for all of them, and if there's no injuries, then I'm happy. I've gotten used to them. They're pretty good. They practice a whole bunch. They sell it really well. Occasionally I have trouble telling when they're selling it, and when they're actually hurt, there's been very little injuries, actually. A couple of broken ankles, that's been about it. Considering all the matches we've had, that's not bad.
I regret, losing my 2 front teeth.
Wrestling is supposed to be fun. We make the ring safe. That's why I have all the kids' phone numbers. I mean, even the kids' parents who don't speak English. I try and, converse. Yeah, I have lots of, everything is notarized. It's all legal. There's no violence. That's why we're here. It's supposed to be fun. We work hard to make it safe and fun, so they don't have to be on the streets doing drugs or drinking.
A lot of these moves, especially the ones that put compression on the spine, are really life-threatening.
Holding them up in the vertical suplex position. Dropping them down. Beautiful.
There's the risk of paralysis and the risk of death in some of these things. And we know what we're doing, and we still get hurt, which is why I'm retired at 35 and talking about wrestling instead of doing it any longer. I think it scares me. It scares me to think that their parents not only allow it, but encourage it.
Backyard wrestling for me has kept me away from drugs and gangs, and I've never done drugs and never smoked. But I've gotten drunk once in a while. But it's definitely kept me away. It's kept me busy. It's kept me active. It's kept me in a good group of people. And I do thank backyard wrestling for keeping me from doing other stuff.
I love backyard wrestling because just to be in a group of real close friends and putting on one hell of a show, it really means a lot. All the guys that are here, I don't see them a lot, but when I do see them, we all get around. It's a bitch, and I love it. Just love that friendship, that kind of kinship feeling.
The reason that I do this, I don't do this for fame or money. The reason that I'm doing this to get famous and to, I have to get famous for a certain reason, and it's to meet somebody else who's famous, okay? It's just to meet a girl. That's the only reason that I'm doing this whole wrestling thing, and the getting famous stuff. The girl is Baby Spice from the Spice Girls, okay? AKA Emma Bunton. All right, this is this picture of Emma that I got last November, so like a year ago. Very special picture. This has been in her hands, obviously, so it's a special thing to me to have. And since 1998, November of 1998, I've been trying to meet her. That's the reason why I do this whole wrestling crap. This is my way of getting famous, and it's the ultimate in all of professional wrestling, the ultimate in all of entertainment. I see it as taking over the entire world. This is the future of entertainment. You watch. Oh, looks like he went too far, and even the cameraman caught it. Do I be forgetting? Someone beat me.
I think he's mad that nobody showed up.
Hey, I'm Ray Muntz, the host of VJ for a Day. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but there are some definite do's and don'ts if you want to take my job. Do show us your talents. Don't do bad impressions.
Oops, I did it again. TRL presents VJ for a Day, hosted by Ray Muntz. Log on to MTV.com daily to vote for your favorite VJ candidate. If they win 5 days straight, they've got Ray's job. Control job.
You Saturday night and that guy with Adidas, that's Chunty. I'm gonna tell the story that I made a drawing. I did a drawing for random teams, right? And you guys can come up with whatever ending you guys want.
We'll just turn on each other. Like I'll just like every time when he comes in, I'll just go on him. And after he wants to attack me, but I don't. He gets mad and he pushes.
Do that. That'll work. Tell the other guy then. That's what's gonna happen.
So
you guys can do it whatever way. I mean, you don't need to have it all perfect. Again, you guys can do whatever way you want. There's the opening bell. Kick to the midsection of Mr. Saturday Night. He sends him up in a vertical suplex position. Oh, look! Inverted vertical suplex bomb. Beautiful maneuver. Now he's on top of the ladder. What's going to happen? Oh!
Mr. Saturday Night is more of a high flyer.
Oh, 50 splash.
Tends to be able to take a great deal of punishment. And still get back up, which his dad, I can't say I'm thrilled with. But.
Now, Poppy G can get super cheeky. Brother gets brother. And then got in a powerball position if they are brothers. I'm not sure. Nice powerball, beautiful maneuver. Oh, smashing him with the rating of a kendo stick there.
To win the match, you have to do some crazy stuff. And sometimes, I have to do what I had to do to win the match.
Papi Chunty, my cousin slash homeboy slash brother. He betrayed me last EEW event. I whoop his ass today, man. I'm going to whoop his ass.
Oh, looks like he went too far, and even the cameraman caught it.
threw up each spaghetti. Someone feed me.
Oh my goodness, what's going on?
Matches normally go very smoothly. I don't know what happened this time.
Super Chunty, you have anything to say to us? No comment?
I think he's mad that nobody showed up, and I would be pissed too if I passed a lot of flyers. But it's just problems that he has in his head right now.
I feel pissed off. I lost because this fool didn't want to fight no more.
We had shows here, and the way we would promote them was we had one of our wrestlers make a whole bunch of flyers, and we'd pass them out to people we knew at school. And at first, we were getting no crowds. We'd have like 5 people, 6 people. But the word of mouth started spreading around that it was actually a good show to watch.
We promote our shows by flyers, the internet. We make phone calls to different people. I'll go to school. Somebody will ask me, "Hey, Mike, when's the next Backyard Wrestling show?" I'll tell them. They'll tell somebody else, and so on and so on. And we'll just get the word around by different ways. But I think the thing that helps a lot is flyers, because when you pass out flyers, you tend to get a lot more fans that you've never seen before.
We had like our cult audience that would like always be at every show, and it had been there for, you know, about most of the time that we were doing it, you know, for crowds. And then eventually the cops shut us down because we had like 100 fans in our backyard, and, you know, it was too big, and so they shut us down.
Despite handing out hundreds of flyers, only 20 people, including wrestlers, attend this match. That doesn't deter organizer Cosmic Smasher, whose inspiration to perform comes from a higher source.
You know, I was really a real innocent kid, but my life was changed. And there's a whole weird story behind it. And you have to have a lot of faith in God to believe it, because he's the reason that it happened. You know, he's the reason why I've had success in getting famous. Because on the night of November 15th, 1998 is when the most powerful force of God I ever felt. And I'm not even playing around. I mean, this isn't a joke. Hit me. It was just out of nowhere, and it changed my world completely, and I haven't been the same since. God wanted me to get famous to make a difference, because fame, you can make a lot of difference if you got fame and you're positive. I'm a good role model, you know, the Cosmic Smasher. I'm the type of person that holds the door open for people, you know, going to the restaurant and everything. But when I get the face paint on, I come out with my gas mask. The power of God is in me, because he's given me all the ability and the talent that I have and the ability to do super phenomenal things.
Stop it. There's 2 makeup.
As Larcen comes in, there.
Got him in a suplex position. Picks him up. Hold him down. He's got the blood on his face.
I'm a superhero that'll always stand up for what's right, never backs down, fights for what's right. I'm the good guy. All the time I'm the good guy, because I stand up for what's good. And we need more guys like that. We need more heroes.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, do you realize that we are definitely going to see a new White World Champion right here, right now, today?
You're lucky you're breathing out of your head, otherwise I'll slash your face.
Red wrestling match, and I got one.
No, you cut yourself.
Legend has it that a dive off my roof led to a wrestling job, when in actuality a dive off my roof led to a job setting up rings and going up 8 floors, carrying a ring down in an elevator, setting it up and making $25. So what led me to the WWF was 11 years of hard work, not a dive off my roof.
Oh!
When it's good, they're a lot more convincing, actually, than what you see on television. They work harder at it. They get very intense. They put on a good show when they're good. When they're not good, then they're just having a good time.
Oh, dude, I can't wrestle without bleeding. I will gush today. I will just be the bloodiest match you've ever seen in your life.
In my house, you will not purposely
cut yourself to bleed?
No weapons, no glass, no light bulbs, no blading.
There are scissors, and those are for when I go shaving.
Blading is when you take a little piece of glass or a razor, and you either have it in your, like people tape themselves on their arms, you have it in there, and when you get hit with something, you just, blade your forehead a little bit.
I got a whole cupboard full of make-believe blood that I've worked hard to make. I put it in vitamin capsules.
The reason I don't do the blading thing is because I think it's retarded. I mean, I don't get off by seeing somebody bleeding or whatever, and it's just for, some people that's all they're good for, like I said, is just cutting themselves and whatever.
Like me, I like blading. I like to do it. I blade my arm, I blade my face, I bladed my mouth before, and I think it's a cool thing to do because it gives it more effects. You have to have heart to be a wrestler. If you don't have any heart, you're not going to make it. If you just come out here and just play around with the guys, you're not going to do it. But if you take it seriously and you actually give it an effort, you'll make it.
You're jealous because you're not Nightmare Kid. You're jealous because the RWF has gone to greater heights than the Superstar Wrestling Connection. Let me tell you something. Right now, you're going to find out why they call me Youth Suicide. I like to go in. I'm so hurt. What the hell? It's Philadelphia. These guys are killing each other. Are you okay? You want to go on? I feel great, because I just had a great match. The pain, the physical pain can be blocked out. Suicide doesn't believe in medical treatments. A bottle of super glue will do the trick.
You gotta get cleaned up.
I gotta go tell my dad.
Pictures are great. You gotta get cleaned up.
I'm sick and tired of this. If you want to slaughter your damn face, don't do it here. I've got kids in there, impressionable 10-year-olds who loves to wrestle. You want to bleed? I'll make you bleed. I've had it.
Now, go in the house, wipe your face off, and call your mother. Then you can go out and get your bag.
I am trying to prove a point to you. You want to slaughter yourself, do it at home.
You're lucky you're bleeding out of your head, otherwise I'll bust your face. Wait till your mother's on the phone. She's gonna know what you're doing.
Yes. Do you want to speak with him? Hold on. Your dad?
Hello? Yeah.
And then I want to talk to her.
We had a wrestling match and I got bloody to go.
No, you cut yourself. Tell her the truth.
No, it's the dad.
Tell him the truth, or I will.
I'm going home right now.
Right now, it's popular to be hardcore wrestling because it's popular. So people want to be more hardcore than the last wrestler. Sometimes crazy stuff happens. I think you can get to a point where if you blade yourself, I never would blade myself, but if you do it every match, who wants to see someone bleed every single match, That's stupid.
I've never met your son before, and he's cutting himself with razor blades. He is bleeding profusely from the forehead, all over himself and everybody else. I am very angry.
Some wrestlers, they live for the thrill of proving, that they're the craziest, the most insane, suicidal guy.
Bull! I go out there and I do crazy and I go home and I have to pay the price. That kid's going home and he's gonna pay the price. Okay? Every time I go out there and wrestle, I pay a price. Alright?
Wait a minute, look. You can't put the blame on me. You don't even...
I'm gonna put the blame on you for sitting there telling this is an art. This is an art. This is not an art.
No, it's an art what I do. You can't tell me what I do, if it's an art or not, because what I do is an art to me. Look,
okay?
man.
Don't
touch me.
If you're trying to...
You think you are?
Guys, that's it.
that, man.
Hello?
What I did out there was stupid.
I had fun at the event.
Park your ass out on that porch. I'll be out there to do it.
Have some respect,
Now.
or I'm gonna kick your ass.
It's just one of those days. What are you doing?